Hello everybody and welcome back to the Cowdino Arcade. We're back with another video game therapy. I'm feeling much better today than I have been in the last like 6 weeks. Especially the last 2 weeks at least. It feels like I'm in a much better place. I really didn't know what I was going to talk about for today, and in a sense I still don't. But perhaps what kind of spurred me, what kind of gave me a leg up, I guess, to get out of this rut. Because something I just started getting really fed up with myself, in terms of not doing anything. I mean, I haven't uploaded a video in like almost 4 weeks now. It's in editing phases still, but at least now it's in editing phases. It's slow progress, but I'm getting it up on Monday. I swear to God. I just got fed up with myself, and I've been waking up really late these past couple of days, like just staying in bed, hanging around, snoozing the alarm, because there just hasn't been strong enough reason, I guess, to get out of bed, which is, I don't know, it's to me not great. That's, you know, a lot of habits are falling apart, but I really need to try and fight that effort of getting up. Whether it's the promise of drinking water before I lie back down again, or going on a morning run. I can't throw too much at myself, but it's been really nice at these last couple of days, and I think morning runs it's a good time to get into that habit, if any. Anyway, that aside, I was kind of revisiting the idea of objective versus subjective reasoning. This logic versus emotion fallacy. I'll call it a fallacy. Hey Google, what's the definition of fallacy?
Here's the definition of fallacy: a mistaken belief, especially one based on unsound argument.
No, not really a fallacy. It sounds cool though. The logic versus emotion fallacy. These two things, I guess it is maybe a fallacy that they're against each other, because these things should work in tandem. And I guess, like, when your reason for something runs out, you gotta find something else. So all in all, it's kind of like, I was genuinely asking myself, like, I haven't watched a YouTube video, well, in a really long time actually. Like, I haven't watched Ludwig or Penguin Zero, or Critical I should say, Game Grumps. I don't know. I definitely haven't watched them significantly. I've been watching a lot of TV though, not for the best of reasons. The Boys, pretty good. Anyway, so I was like, why am I making videos? It's like, do I stopped checking YouTube Studio all the time. It's like, do I really want to keep doing this? The answer is, I mean, yeah, I do. I just didn't have a strong enough reason to. It's kind of like, as I stopped watching YouTube, it kind of stopped existing for me, which is weird in its own right. Jeez, this game. A little bit of camera action. If I don't have anything in the morning, like no class, then why get up early? Why not go to bed late and get up late? Which is okay, but I don't want to, again, I don't want to do that. I do want to wake up early, and that means going to bed earlier. What's another thing? Oh yeah, working on, I don't know, a research paper. It's like, oh, I don't feel like, yeah, of course you don't feel like it. But, why do you want to succeed in your classes? It's kind of like, oh, do I really want that A or whatever it might be? And so I was just in this drought, this rut, for lack of a better word, of like, why am I doing any of this? It didn't get really existential, but I still don't know if I'm in this rut, because I've been up before and I've fallen down again, but this one feels stronger. I feel like I've got some good momentum for today and going forward. But it was like, if I don't want to, like, if I don't want to do anything, then why do any of them? If I don't want to release this like free time video, then why do it in the first place? It's whatever. And then I just realized, like, if I don't want to run, then I don't have any need for fitness. I don't want to eat well, whatever. And then it got to a point where I got fed up with myself, because I was like, well, I do want these things, but I lost a reason to want to do them, which doesn't really make much sense. Like, making YouTube videos, right? It was started out as like me wanting to make a portfolio so that if I could get an editing job, it would be like, here's proof of my consistency and what kind of videos I edit and what kind of motion graphics I create. And it still is that. But for some reason that just the need to make a video every week just kind of stopped. And I think it started back in like February. This ball started rolling, right? And then when I stopped Seashell, that kind of sent videos down the gutter. In a lot of ways, which is really sucky. So I do want to get back on track with one video a week, which means finishing this free time video, which I'll be editing right after I record this. So this will be uploaded pretty late in the evening because it's Saturday morning. I was not doing great yesterday. But yeah, so I got fed up with myself because I was like, okay, well, clearly if I sit down and I dig into whatever, like dig into my reason for it, I'm not going to find anything. I haven't been finding anything, so I gave up. I gave up on reason. In other words, I gave up on being fueled by emotion and said, don't want to go on a run? Do it anyway. Don't want to sit down and work on your paper? Don't want to sit down and read? Do it anyway, man. I was, watching a bunch of TV because it just was there and I wasn't letting myself be bored. Because it's in that boredom that I've found all of my, I guess, creative passions. This morning I read for about an hour. Excuse me. Hopefully I remember to cut those out. I wasn't letting myself be bored, and distractions were only a minute away. And ironically enough, that's what this video I've been quote unquote writing for 4 weeks has been about, is let yourself be bored. And I just let distractions become unmoderated messes once more. And yeah, I ended up finding reason again. Ironically enough, this morning was kind of like reconnecting with my reasons for doing a lot of things. My ikigai for each thing, if you will. But I don't know. It's just this weird, if emotion fails me again, I gotta do it because I know, and I know this because I've looked back and done this, but I know that I'm going to look back and say, God damn it, why didn't I stay with those videos? God damn it, why didn't I get on that paper earlier? Gosh, diddly darn. Why didn't I call that person earlier? Why didn't I read that book just a little bit every day? Because I already look back and do that sometimes. And it's not worth trying to change the past, but it is worth trying to reflect on the past so that you can change the future. Insert ramble about time travel here. Even time travel wasn't working. Anyway, I feel back on track, and already I have an assignment I need to do with editing, right? I feel apprehension towards it because it's not an easy habit anymore. I fell out of the habit, fell into distraction, and boop, it's gone. But I added the TV sites to my cold turkey blocker, and I have no power over that now. So I gotta let myself be bored. And since distractions are blocked, I don't have very many options, and I'll end up falling into those old habits, I hope, of editing and, doing some spreadsheet stuff for my internship. It's just that apprehension is still there, and it's like, ugh, why am I doing this? And sometimes there really isn't a reason, and like for schoolwork, sometimes you don't feel too passionate about it, maybe, hopefully not, but that happens. I'm not sure how I got out of that one alive. But you gotta say, okay, fine. I don't have a strong reason for doing this. I don't have a passion behind. Whoa. Someone just rotated this entire map. I don't have a reason. I don't have emotion behind this, but it's something I need to do. So sit down and get it done. It's harder to sit down and get it done when Twitter or YouTube or Netflix or Amazon is 5 seconds away. But if you block them and make that a little bit harder, then the resistance for doing something quote unquote productive ends up becoming less than the resistance for doing something not productive. Or at least resistant enough. Because, that's what procrastination is at its core, is we take the path of least resistance. Sit down and edit a video. Oh, gotta do that for an hour. But just take the next step, man. Just go in and just start editing. Find some B-roll. That's all it takes. It's just focusing on that next step. This video game therapy is pretty poor, probably. But I guess the question I ask is, create fallbacks of, you know, if your emotion runs out, see if you can just do it solely because you feel that you need to, because you have to. I mean, obviously nothing is going to be a snap of the fingers and become possible, but with a little effort, it'll compound over time. You know, I don't know. The extreme's different for everybody, but if you find yourself unable to do stuff, just let yourself be bored, because unmoderated media becomes soul-sucking. It really does. And I couldn't recommend something like Cold Turkey enough. So yeah, I think that's kind of all I had for today, but for some reason my brain feels like there's something else. I know that, like, there's summer's coming up. I got a lot going on, but I looked back at my priorities list that I broke down a few weeks ago, and I realized that I've dropped everything that is not external, which sucks. So and I haven't really, I've done some art, which is more than zero, but I really haven't worked on Seashell at all. And, you know, that's the point of the devlogs, and I'm kind of bummed that I dropped those, because I think that was the tipping point. I dropped that, and everything else kind of took a dump. So maybe those will come back. We'll see. One thing I was thinking of is making Cowdino videos again for another game. I stopped Seasons After Fall. I got really bored of it. Maybe Moonlighter. I got that recently, or a while ago, I should say, but recently. Maybe Will of the Wisps I'll record. My gamer hour has not been working out in the morning. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know. I'm curious if you have any thoughts on, you know, the strength of emotion versus the strength of, I guess, logic. Oh, you don't feel like you're doing your essay? Well, logically, sit down and sit your ass down and get it done now. You don't have to worry about it later. I don't know. Really fighting habit is a very difficult thing to do. But we are humans and we can do it. That's what gives us free will, the ability to fight our biology. So, yeah. I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching and or listening. I've been your player one, Marker mobkinz78, and I will see you next week. Thanks again for watching. Have a good one, and as always, don't forget to stay awesome.